Welcome to All Girls Final with Afton, Casey, Courtney, ready to break down last night's episode of Survivor 50. Man, drama.
I'm sick of you. Did you watch it?
I didn't, but
Come on. She reads about it.
I do. I read about it. Like, I do my work the next day. I was busy picking my master's picks for the pool.
Sure.
And it really took a lot of my energy.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I heard it's the most, this is what everybody has been waiting for. They kept saying, this is the episode that was filled with drama. And
it started moving.
Stuff was happening.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah.
After the same people being in tribal council. People were moving pieces.
Last week, I think I said, we've been pretty kumbaya. Mm-hmm. And now that's over.
Big time.
Because we're down to two large teams, right?
Well, no, they're one tribe. They're merged. But for the challenge, because there's so many of them, they split them into two teams because it was a reward challenge, immunity challenge combo, which I don't like. I want two challenges.
I know. I really hate that we are down to one challenge every single week at this point.
We were just so... Two challenges was standard. That was the standard. Mm-hmm. And it rarely happens now.
So everybody is together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you're seeing moves being made because there's people that haven't been with the other people to lay their plans down and get their alliances going.
Right, and last night was the first tribal where everybody was there all together at the same time. So like I said, there was a lot of math happening. There was a lot of drama because now we're there with people we've never been there with, and we really got to have it together.
Yeah, it was the biggest tribal council they've ever had.
For sure.
The most people they've ever had. And a lot of times when they have this many people left, they'll split them into groups like they did last week, or there'll be two people who can win immunity, one immunity, and there were 16 people?
Yeah.
15? I don't know. I wrote it down somewhere, but now I can't find it. 14 people, I think, at tribal. And that's the most they've had. So you really had to try to get a big group together, all on the same page to get somebody out.
Right. And they actually did it better than I was expecting.
Me too. I thought it was going to be way messier.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
was surprised.
Well, what you said it was a combined tribal and rewards.
And reward, yeah.
So what does that mean?
So that means like half of the group gets the reward, but everybody still goes to tribal. I don't even remember what the reward was.
Yeah, it was Chinese food at camp, not
Chinese
even at
takeout.
the stupid sanctuary where good things happen.
So they were just eating the Chinese food in front of the others?
They weren't.
They
were
do
like,
split them up so that like you can't see or smell it, but I mean, I wish that you could do it in front of the other group just because.
It would feel so bad. It would feel terrible. But no, so they all go to the challenge, and they start with the reward portion. So they split them into two teams of 7, I guess, and the winning team from that part of the challenge so I guess it was kind of 2 challenges, but it was all at once. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the winning tribe from that, or team from that, got the reward, which was the Chinese food, and everybody from that team was eligible to compete for a second part of the challenge, which was for immunity, which was balancing this big stick on their head with a ball at the end that they had to keep on there. And while they moved further and further down on this skinny balance beam.
So that sounds kind of exciting.
It was one of those endurance challenges.
It was an endurance challenge, and I think it was exciting because the people who, specifically D, needed the win the most was there right up until the end. Yeah. Like, I think it was an exciting challenge because it's like, oh my God, like Stephanie's in it, and she was just talking about her shoulder sitch, and she looks like she's about to break her neck, but D really needs this, and Jonathon looks like he's pretty stable, and Christian's, like, it felt like the good competition was all in it.
Yeah, the stakes were high.
Because the people that really needed the win that were not strong, and I say strong with an alliance where they were going to be able to come along with whoever, did well. They performed well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I thought you mentioned Stephanie's shoulder. They had the stupid journey came into play again, which I hate. I don't hate it if it's... I hate it when you are betting your vote because you don't get a choice. So you have to compete in this. So, a boat comes and says somebody has to go on a journey. So they all put their shot in the dark in a bag and drew one, and that's who's going on the journey.
Is the journey good?
Well, it can be, but there's a lot of bad, too. So
because if you're not there to make, if you're going on the journey, you're missing all the conversations.
Well, and it automatically makes everyone suspicious of you when you go on a journey because they don't know really what happened. So she goes, she gets there and it says, you have to do this challenge where you've got your arm up in this like thing and you have to basically keep your arm raised above your head for an hour.
Oh, you know how hard that is?
Yeah.
And if you
ever tried to screw a light bulb in? You can't get it. You're like, oh my God.
And if you don't, you lose your vote. Well, it used to be that you got to decide, like, I'm not going to risk it. Or you could go, I'm really good at holding my head or my hand above my head, so I'm going to do it, and I'll get an advantage. Now you have to do it. So that's why people are losing votes all the time. I don't like that element. So Stephanie had to do it, and I didn't realize. She said, and I remember the episode, they actually replayed it in the lead up to season 50. She was in, I think it was Heroes versus Villains, and there was a really aggressive, like, physical challenge where they were kind of wrestling each other, and I don't remember who it was.
Someone popped her shoulder out of place, and on camera, they put it back in. And like you heard it. You heard the crunch.
So she messed up her shoulder.
And it's never...
She had to get surgery on her shoulder.
Oh, even the
surgery,
and she's still not
she
right.
She said it's never been the same.
Right.
Since
so she had to use like her least dominant arm in this challenge. But that has actually got Casey's one cry count of the night because as they were showing this montage of like her past seasons, it really reminded me of like why Steph was there because she used to be such a powerhouse. And she said, last time I played, I was 28. Now I'm 45 and a mom. Like it's completely two different versions of yourself. And I thought that was a nice moment.
It's so true. You are 5 different people from 28.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so yes. So now did it make you root for her a little more?
She had some pre-season 50 bad
drama.
Stuff.
Thanks. I'm glad you saw it. I thought I was the only one.
I saw that.
I
saw it too.
We talked about it on this show, and it was
not on the Survivor podcast.
No.
It was not a good look
on the Courtney show. TM. It was not good. It really disappointed me because I've always liked Steph. I've always rooted for Steph. She was on the Traitors. I rooted for Steph. I was excited she was going to be in season 50, and then to see what came out just before season 50 aired was very disappointing. So it's tougher to root for her, which bums me out.
Yeah, same. Like, I want to be on her side, but I just don't feel like I fully can be.
Sometimes you don't want to know any more about them besides what you see because it just ruins the illusion of whatever great they did on the island.
Yeah.
They're not the same person,
and did
maybe.
In the same vein, did you see anything about Jonathon before this season began?
No.
It goes hand in hand. It's like the same type of scandal, I guess. I don't know as much about his, but
I didn't see anything.
That's kind of also left a bad taste in my mouth about him. So with him, I've kind of been leaving it up to fate to see what he does and how I feel about him. But last night he had a pretty big episode. He was kind of the star of the show.
He really did. He did. And one more thing I wanted to say about Steph, but I definitely want to talk about Jonathon.
Because I have something I screenshot about Jonathon, so I want to bring it up to you.
The last thing I wanted to say is when Steph came back and she's telling her tale of what happened, people are always like, is that what really happened? But I just thought it was so funny that right away Cirie was like, she's lying.
Yes.
And she caught it, and they know each other, and they played Traitors together, and they were tight on the Traitors. And so she immediately kind of goes with Steph, and she's like, well, okay, yeah. And Steph's like, okay, fine. That's not what happened. I got an advantage. So I just thought that was really funny.
That Cirie clocked her.
Cirie clocked her
so quick.
Fast. And I love how fast Steph folded. Like, they went to the water well, and Steph was like, no, I had to hold my arm up for blah, 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 blah. And Cirie's like, okay. And the fact that Steph was like, oh, all right. I was like, God, Cirie's going to win this game.
Yes.
She's got you all in the palm of her hand.
Yep. I was very impressed, and I thought it was hilarious. And
it just shows you why Cirie is such a fan favorite.
Yeah.
All right, here's what I read this morning when I got up.
Okay.
I have never disliked a player on a Survivor season as much as I dislike Jonathon.
Really?
And everybody was agreeing.
Is it because of what you're talking about or because of his gameplay?
I don't know. I have no idea, but people were saying, yes, same. And it was a tie with the dislike between Jonathon and Coach.
Was this someone you know that posted this?
No, this was just Survivor chatter, because now I'm in the algorithm.
Yeah.
Because I've got to look stuff up.
It's taken over my feeds, by the way.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. So yeah, Survivor, I mean, Jonathon and Coach had a huge night hand in hand last night. So they're also on my list of players I'm not loving at the moment.
What did you think of kind of everything seemed really peaceful and normal, and then all of a sudden one word from Coach and the whole camp just kind of blew up.
Right.
And Jonathon was a big part in that.
I think it goes to show the power of Coach and the influence of Coach, and how whenever he gets going, he can really cause a mess. And I really didn't love that Jonathon used his own personal power last night to add to that fire.
Yeah,
and
he was really fueling it
up. He said, I know how to get a rise out of D, and I'm going to do it. I know how to get a rise out of Coach, and I'm going to do it. And I felt like he put himself on the wrong side of the spectrum last night. Instead of maybe he could have gotten behind D and Rizzo or anyone else and taken out Coach and still had a better look going about it. I don't know. I think he's maybe leaning towards the villainous side.
Yeah, I think this is a short-term win for Jonathon. I don't think this is gonna aid in taking him very far. The only thing I will say on the opposite side of that is I have liked seeing Jonathon play a more strategic part in this season, rather than just like, he is a physical powerhouse. He's the biggest dude that's probably ever been on there.
Strongest.
He's just a giant of a human. And so he's always just the brute strength behind everything, and I think that's never really carried him very far. So it is nice to see him playing different angles. It makes me respect the decision to put him on 50, because I didn't really necessarily see it before. But I agree. I think I don't think that move, Coach is not going to last.
Correct.
I'm surprised Coach made it out last night.
They really had me thinking in that episode. Everybody is so annoyed with Coach. Everybody's starting to realize that he wants to be the shepherd of the group. Let's just go ahead and delete him. I really thought D couldn't be that much of a threat, right?
I thought it was happening for sure.
That's what everybody
I thought it was Coach.
On social media, they were convinced they had seen the last of Coach, and they were happy about that.
Yeah.
Because they don't buy his phony baloney.
Man, and he was in rare form.
Yeah.
In last night's episode. The haiku thing.
Oh my gosh, I can't deal with the haikus.
He wouldn't stop with the haikus. He was driving everybody nuts. He had lots of flair again, so you know where his head was at.
Courtney, can you imagine if every day you came into the studio and you had to work right next to your arch rival, and then whenever they started to get under your skin, they started spitting out haikus about you?
No, I wouldn't be able to handle it. How does he exist? How does he stay there if he's that annoying?
I think because you know that you're never going to vote for that person to win, so he's easy to keep in as
he's
just
a
shield.
Yeah, but then it gets that is always to me a stupid mistake, because that's what you think, but then
until they get there,
until they're on the jury, or the other people are on the jury, and they're like, he wrote it. He was the smartest.
Right.
They do one of those.
Yes, and we've seen it happen before.
Yes.
Yeah. It has happened before. So it doesn't always work.
I did see also a bunch of people very upset about the alliance of, they said, Sir Rizard of Oz.
Yes.
Sir Rizard of Oz.
Sir Rizard of Oz.
Genius.
The name made me laugh. However, I hate this alliance.
Yes, and so do other people. Other people are very upset about the Riz guy being in this alliance.
I don't think he has earned his place at the table.
I think it's spectacular because of that. Because if you were just given these people on paper, you would never suspect that Cirie and also Ozzy could be aligned with somebody like Rizzo. And so the fact that they are is so unassuming.
Does anybody know it?
I don't think so.
I don't know how secretive they're being. I really don't know if people are getting it. I think there are too many people on the island.
Yes.
I don't know if you can really
attention.
Pay attention to who's truly working with who.
No, because everybody's talking to everybody all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've seen it yet. And I don't like it.
I know you don't. I did also see something this week about somebody saying that there has not been a good season of Survivor, Oh, here it was. I've been watching Survivor, started from season 1. I'm on 41, so they're not even
they haven't
with
made
us
it.
right now.
Okay.
And I think that's where I'm done. I can't take this. I can't with this cringe anymore. Do you think people are saying that the 40s were tough?
I agree.
The 40s were tough. Is that where Jeff got really soft? Love you. Things got sentimental really fast.
Maybe.
Season 48, they say, was good, though. Maybe it stood out.
I agree. 48 was Kyle.
Yes.
49 was Savannah. I agree. Those 2 years were good, but I agree that the 40s in general, I just felt like blah. Like, did not like them.
Yeah, it felt like a specific chapter of Survivor where I really think it's when things got soft. Like we really focused on people's home and backstories more than we focused on what's happening in the game.
That's annoying to me. They do it on every reality show.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you see the backstories, it makes you, when it's America's vote, it's not fair to another contestant that may not have the backstory.
Right.
But they have more talent.
Whenever you guys know I apply every year, I almost like discourage myself from doing it each time because I'm like, I've lived a charmed life. I am a healthy, happy young person who's got like no big sob story. And I feel like that's going to hold me back from an opportunity like Survivor because they need the backstory.
Right.
I sent you something after our last podcast.
Oh, did
there was some behind the scenes of the person that got voted out last week.
Oh, it was Camilla.
Yeah.
Talking about the Zoom Alliance. Did you see this?
Yes. Thank God she brought it up.
Way to go. This is why you're the host of this.
That's right. See, I may not watch,
I know.
but I'm finding things, man.
You bring a lot to the table. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Man, Camilla was fired up, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. And I'm wondering if maybe that's also, we were really tested last night into thinking Coach was going to go home, and he didn't. And we were like,
Yeah.
Wasn't Dee involved in this alliance with Colby and I think
can't
Savannah?
remember everybody that was in. Yeah, it feels like Savannah.
I think
Savannah
a lot of people who have been voted out up until this point have been found out to have been a part of this Zoom alliance that happened pre-season.
Yeah, that's why this kind of group getting together is harder than having no idea who is going to be on the island when you get there, because they've been talking about the Survivor 50 cast since it was announced that they were going to be doing it, before they even were on the island.
Time.
So you would think that people would be making moves behind the scenes.
Not to.
Totally agree. And the Survivor universe of awesome players is so small that I don't think it'd be hard to find out anyway. If you got asked by a producer and they're like, okay, don't tell anyone, how easy is it for Savannah to pick up the phone and call who was on her season last? Rizzo and Sophie, who's in Miami, and say, hey, guess what? I'm going to be on 50. They already knew that before they went home. But I'm going to be on 50. Sophie's like, oh, my God, I live in Miami with Dee. Dee said she's going to be on 50. Dee says she's friends with whoever who's friends with Colby. Like, it's so small that it's got to get out anyway.
Yes.
And I wonder if they're going to address the Zoom Alliance once the season has ended, because it seems like it's made an impact.
They're going to have to.
I mean, they've all been picked off.
They're going to have to start making the stakes higher with, like, you can't talk about this stuff.
Yeah, like signing NDAs, or else they can sue them.
Right, exactly. They're going to have to start doing that.
All right, so what else? Who had a big night? You said Jonathon earlier.
Jonathon really had a big night. Jonathon and Coach. Couple other notes that I had. The Four Horsemen Alliance cracked me up when Coach is like, hey, Colby's gone now. It was Colby, Coach, Jonathon, and Joe. So Coach goes to Rizzo and he's like, hey, I want you in the Four Horsemen Alliance. And Rizzo's like, oh, yeah, totally. And he's like, come on. I respected Rizzo for that take on it, because he was like, you want me now that Colby's gone, like, for your dumb alliance? Like, yeah, I'm going to tell him, sure, but I'm not doing that, which I think is a smart move.
Four Horsemen, too.
So dumb.
Right.
Come on, dude.
Coach was all over the place with his coach antics. And then, you know, I feel like when we went to Tribal, when I knew that it was not going to be Coach, when I figured it out, was when Dee tried to make it what they call live Tribal. You know, she gets up and starts whispering, and people start whispering. which doesn't typically happen at Tribal. Usually it's like you're sitting down, you're talking to Jeff, then you go and vote. Well, there have been times in the past where people decide at the last minute, like, I'm making a move. So they start whispering to somebody, and then everybody's like in a frenzy. It didn't feel like that.
It didn't
feel
work out.
Frenzied.
She went to like 3 or 4 people and whispered in their ears. She said, hey, vote coach, I've got the numbers. And no one moved.
Right.
Everyone stayed sat, which let me know that they were all on the same page, that like, hey, whatever happens tonight, we're going D.
Yeah.
And it seemed that D was trying to shake things up on her own, and she couldn't get anybody involved.
Do you think that was a mistake then?
I don't think.
Or was she always going to be voted out?
It was a last-ditch effort, I felt like.
Okay.
But, you know, Jeff kind of was like, oh, live Tribal. Oh, here we go. And because those are usually really, really exciting. But you could feel as a viewer that it was not what we're used to seeing in that situation. It felt like a desperate attempt from D to try to start something, and nobody was biting, really.
Right. Also, I was a little bit confused whenever the votes started being read, because I guess there were, again, it's a lot of math for me. I guess there were more Tiff votes than I was expecting.
Oh, same.
And I thought, is Tiff going to leave? Was this all a ploy to get out someone else?
I was surprised by that as well. I thought we'd have a few more coaches other than just one, a couple of Tiffs, and a lot of Ds.
And once again, D, as her Hail Mary, used her shot in the dark instead of writing down a vote. She gives Jeff her shot in the dark. Jeff says, you are not safe. It's never really worth it, but she knew she was going home.
So if she would have used her vote, would that have saved her?
No, because it would have just been only 2 votes for coach and everything else between D and Tiff. The only thing that would have saved her was that shot in the dark, and it didn't work. But if it had, Tiff would have gone home.
Okay, so when they start reading the names, coach is named, Tiff is named, D already knew. Were the other 2 surprised that they were being voted out?
I don't think
their names
Coach
were
was
being written
surprised
down?
because he knew that vote was coming from D or Tiff. I think Tiff was surprised.
Tiff
at
was
how many
probably
had her
surprised.
name on them.
Yeah, but otherwise, I'd say most people knew what was going to go down. I mean, if I was surprised, I would imagine Tiff was surprised.
Yeah, I think so too. I also thought it was good that Aubry did actually play her idol. There was this whole thing that happened right out of the gate. You know, Aubry promised when they were on the 3 tribals last week, she was like, I'm playing my idol. And then she didn't. She decided to keep it because she knew the votes weren't going to go against her. So she decided to keep it, and they get back from tribal, and she's
they all know that she's got the...
Everyone knows. Yeah. And she's like, oh, gosh, it was just moving so fast, I forgot. And they're all like, you forgot to play your idol? Give me a break. She's like, okay, yeah, that was dumb. So she basically, she had no votes coming towards her, but she had to burn that idol just to keep the target off of her back, which I thought was smart of her to do. Not smart from a idol play perspective, because you want to keep that as long as you can, but she knew she had a target on her if she didn't play it again.
I was really hoping for something more exciting from Aubry, and I don't even know if this is allowed with the Billie Eilish idol, but she played a Billie Eilish idol, and she knew she had no...
let's give it its government
Billie
name.
Eilish boomerang idol.
That's right.
And she knew she had no votes coming her way, so I hoped that she was going to go up to Jeff and say, hey, I got to burn this. Everyone knows I have it, but I'm going to play it tonight for D. But I'm going to play it tonight for coach. Like, I was really hoping that she was going to use it in a spicy way.
That would have put her in a pretty cool place.
Right.
I'm like 99% sure with the Billie Eilish boomerang idol that you're not allowed to play it for someone else.
Right, because it's a boomerang idol.
Once it's played, does it boomerang to whoever found it?
No, only if you're voted out.
Okay.
But once it's played, does it boomerang back to the island?
I bet it does.
Well, then that's already a problem with this stupid thing. If you don't even know what it does.
We don't.
As a viewer who watches and makes notes, and you have no idea what it does.
It's a problem.
Yeah, I thought the way that she responded to everybody after not using it the first time was a bad look on Aubry's part.
It was.
But I think my bigger $1 million mistake from a player, you'd think it's D, because D was really running her mouth this week. But
that's what I put down.
Instead, I'm going to say Emily. I think the last straw with Emily was D finding out, oh, now Emily's the one that told Rizzo that I told her about the idol. She told Tiff, and I think Cirie, Emily's the one. Emily's like, can't keep her mouth shut. I think that was the kiss of death for Emily.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a couple of weeks. She's a liability.
Yeah, she was the liability with, what's his
with Christian.
face.
She's blowing up everybody's games all the time. they're crazy if they don't take her out soon. Not necessarily because she's a threat to win the game, just that she's a threat to their own games.
Yeah, and I wonder if she's sitting at home cringing watching this season because it's not going well. The only thing that's going well is that she hasn't been voted out.
I agree. I made another note, too, about Dee that was specifically for Courtney. Great French braid last night. Really strong.
Real hardy.
Real hardy braid.
Yeah.
And don't you always appreciate that?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of a fat braid.
We want nothing more in life than
It has never happened
braid.
to me.
Like thick hair in general?
Yes. Well, I mean, especially in the braid form.
Like if I put my hair in a braid.
Yeah, it's dinky. I
it
get
looks
it.
sad.
It's teensy.
I mean, there's a video out there that is this woman that's watching another woman do her braid, and then she shows herself, and it is, honestly, it's as thick as my pinky. It is the funniest thing.
But Dee's braid was strong.
Yeah, I'd be just braiding my hair all the time.
You've never seen me without a braid.
You've got a nice braid.
I bet you get a
She
hardy
does.
one.
I like beforehand, I tease up the ends, and I try and make it look bigger than it is.
But that's not helping you here.
You could tease this part up and then start going.
You can tell.
I try my best, but
we need to see a braid next week.
Yeah, I would like braids. I always thought I looked cute in braids until I saw a picture of myself years later in my softball stance hitting like one of these numbers, and I had pigtail braids, and man, are they pathetic.
Okay, well, I don't think pigtail braids are ever a good idea.
Well, I was, in third grade.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, you can't judge yourself on third grade,
I'm just
Courtney.
telling you, they were poor.
They were not thick.
I must have done my own hair that day. My mom would never let me leave the house with those pathetic braids.
Okay, who's your winner of the week? Still Christian?
No, I think Christian's probably in danger. I thought it was smart. I don't think he did it intentionally, obviously. He did not win the immunity, but he hung in for a long time, and I was like, you know what? If he even can win it, he should throw it because he's got eyes on him. I put Cirie on there. She is not really on anybody's radar. She's sitting pretty.
How is that possible?
I know. I mean,
wouldn't she immediately be on your radar?
If they were smart, they'd take her out. I'm glad they don't because I love her so much. But I think she's playing a solid game. And
do you think Cirie intentionally throws more? Like, do you think she plays it off a little less tough than she could because she knows she's in a good spot?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
I could totally see Cirie saying, why would I stand here with a pole on my head for 30 minutes when I could just throw it and sit?
Yeah.
And still make it till tomorrow.
Yeah, why bother? Why do that to yourself?
All
She's the smartest player.
Who's your...
Rizard, baby, which still goes along with Cirie because it sounds like they're going to make it to the end together.
Get him out of here. I want Cirie to blindside him so hard that he doesn't know what hit him.
Then he cries.
And you never
You
know.
want him to cry?
That could totally be her plan. At least when they get to like fire.
I would stand and applaud.
One final thing. Well, first off, two final things. The boulder challenges really scare me at home.
Oh, I know.
My stomach hurts watching them.
Did you see it at all? Oh my gosh.
Every season they do a challenge with these boulders, and I mean like a huge
giant
rock. I wish they told us how heavy they are because it takes the whole tribe to push them and move them. But once they
have to move them on sand?
No, they roll. Well, yeah, they roll them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's more like on grass.
Okay.
But once they get going, they've got some momentum to them, and I'm so scared.
Somebody's going to get in
someone's
front.
going to get caught, or someone's like ankle's going to get caught.
Yes, they're running on the side of it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, we've watched enough cartoons where they get and then they're flattened.
Unfortunately, if I was in that challenge, I would not be close to
You'd be
the
on
rock.
the back.
I'd be walking behind it. That, and I wanted to mention that it's cool that Ozzy is close to breaking the record or taking the record for immunity idol wins. He only needs one more, and then he's got the most immunity idol wins in history.
He's one challenge away from tying Boston Rob.
Oh, good.
And so he could potentially this season beat Boston Rob.
Right.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
What about your previews for next week? Anything that looks interesting?
I saw that Cirie was crying. I was worried that she was injured because it looked like an injured cry.
Yeah, it didn't look like a betrayed cry.
That's the only thing that I remember.
Me too. Maybe it wasn't.
Oh, no, there's some big twist. There's some...
Oh, they're all standing at the challenge and Jeff's like...
He's like, another
big twist that'll rock your world.
And they all go,
Do they do it as well as you do, though?
Yeah, they do.
They have good facial expressions like you?
Who knows? Maybe it's more Applebee's. Like,
oh, my gosh.
These guys get worked up for anything.
I swear.
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares, Jeff?
So dumb. I do have a question as we close this podcast. Can people make comments on what they think of last night where we post it?
Oh, yeah. Like, you can leave comments on Spotify. Every week I post a couple little clips from the show on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and you could totally leave them there. I would love
to see some people's comments. Maybe we can talk about them next week.
Yeah. Oh, I should have looked.
On YouTube, too.
And on YouTube, the whole podcast is always up on YouTube, so you can watch us and leave comments there. I really should have looked, though, because I posted a clip of us talking about the buff bows last week, and I noticed somebody said, hey, the winner of, I think, season 46 or 47, what was her name? The, like, red-haired girl with blue eyes when she cried.
Oh, yeah.
Her eyes changed colors when she cried?
Her eyes got crazy. When she started crying, her eyes turned like
bright blue.
Crazy blue.
Kenzie?
Kenzie.
Yes.
She won her season and she started the buff bows, and Tiff was on that season with her. So while they were there, she taught Tiff how to do it.
I don't remember Kenzie doing the buff bow.
Yeah. And I think Tiff taught Genevieve.
Love that.
Well,
I know.
Make sure you comment. When you listen, make sure you comment on one of the many places that this exists.
Yes, please.
But I can't wait to get together again next week to talk Survivor 50. All girls final.